Good morning, everyone. We are reading from our usual book, Strength for the Day, and the title of our lesson today is Help. Our key text is taken from Jeremiah 33, verse 3. Call to me, and I will answer you, and show you great and mighty things which you do not know. While giving the devotional talk in one of the classes for my master's degree, a classmate of mine asked, if God calls you to be the principal of your school, what would your response be? I answered with hesitation, Lord, equip me. The following day, I received a letter from my education superintendent. My hands quivered as I learned of my appointment by the education committee as the new school lead. Though hesitant, I accepted the call. Oh, how I felt my lack of experience. I cried most nights and feared for what might become of the school under my administration. Holding my Bible, I read today's verse, and it gave me peace and hope. But when I remembered the heavy responsibility of planning for the opening of classes, I felt panic. I did not know what to do. The Department of Education sent a memorandum to all public and private schools about holding limited face-to-face classes. The memorandum stipulated the preparations needed to be accomplished for resuming classes. Among the bulky requirements were two-door classrooms. This posed a great problem. With a little more than 100 students, where would the school find the finances to support this requirement? In anguish, I poured out my heart to God and expressed my need. There were times when I would stay in the school's prayer room for an hour and weep before God, and I felt His loving arms around me. I experienced peace despite the huge challenges. As approved by the school board, the mandate of the Department of Education would be followed despite almost empty coffers. I wrote letters to benefactors and claimed God's promise to provide. Thankfully, He honored my faith and provided for all our needs. Those I wrote letters to responded positively. The benefactors personally brought the needed supplies. A parent, not of the same faith, donated a substantial amount. We all rejoiced when, after the scheduled ocular inspection, the Department of Education approved our application for limited face-to-face classes. Today, those two-door classrooms remind me constantly that God is faithful. Truly, He answers prayers. F.E.C. Macpusa. I have indeed been encouraged and strengthened for the day. Help. Whilst reading this story, and it's not really even a story, it's a testimony really, the song that stood out to me in my mind was All of My Help Comes from the Lord. Brooklyn Tabernacle does a very good rendition of it. For this situation that seemed impossible, first, the author panicked about the new post. Now the legislations that have been passed that need to be applied in the school setting where there were no finances, no resources, no supplies to even enact it, and how God was and still is faithful. This just encourages me to know that no matter what I go through, no matter how dismal a situation seems, all of my help comes from the Lord. And so I want to encourage someone today, if you are even facing something that's similar to the author or to myself, just know that our help doesn't come from within, it comes from above. So let's tap into that help. Let's not take on the burden onto ourselves. I know I'm one to talk because I can be an anxious wreck on a very good day. And it's just for me to realize that I need to surrender. And so I want to encourage you also to surrender to our Heavenly Father because He is our ultimate helper. I hope you've been encouraged and strengthened for the day, and I'll see you again tomorrow.